Good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's work on the mod a little bit. See if we can get to a point where I can release an update. It's going to be a big change. A lot of big changes in this update. I think I need to work on the focus. Oh, that's right. I was testing ViesCraft. There's a lot of issues with ViesCraft, it looks like. Actually, I think I'm going to delete this world. We'll go into another world. Yeah, that's right. I was testing some stuff. See, this is weird, right? Poison oak on top of another flower. It just looks weird. See that a lot. Hey, Vexus! Look at how densely populated this area is. Like, I can't with this. I wouldn't know where I'd be going. See, and everyone complains about the True North spell. I would need it if I were playing with this mod. It would just be like this. I'd be like, oh my god. There we go. I slipped a crocodile in there. And people get fucked, right? Hey, look at this. I'd be like, oh, which direction do I go? Where are the resources? Oh, man. But I was testing stuff. So the rifts will not affect any plants that have a block entity at all. So that was fun. That was fun. Let's get rid of this world. You know, let's get rid of this mod as well here. ViesCraft. Thank you and Godspeed. Boop. Gloomy world. Let's delete you. Actually, I gotta delete like a bunch of these here. Let's delete that one. Let's delete that one. Delete. Goodbye. And I guess we'll go into this world. We'll go into this one. The temp exclamations. Yeah, right. I have to leave myself notes because I'll forget, like, what's the point of this world? Oh, it's temporary. All right. Oh, that's right. So I was working on... I fixed the issues with armor. So things will now keep the spell, the soulbound tag. I fixed the issue with the plants. I fixed a couple other things. Spell projectiles work correctly now. I started to work on something else here. Boop. So this is the regeneration spell. It's a work in progress. But basically, you'll shoot out your orb. And once it makes contact, it will create a dome. And then if you step in it, it will slowly heal you per tick. Boop, boop, full health. And it lasts for a little while now just because it's in test mode. I tried to rotate this. I don't think I'm gonna leave that sphere the way it is. I'll probably do something with a shader, like a circular shader, like in the middle. Freezing, man. GM2. Yeah, but regeneration, that's going to be a work in progress. I'm not going to finish every spell for this release. So there'll be a few spells with the work in progress tag. I imagine would affect others in that too. Yes, it does. It also affects creatures like entities that are in there too. So you're going to want to be strategic with this. There's nothing that would make NPC, you know, like their logic want to go into the circle. But, you know, for instance, if we hit a couple little guys here, there we go. I'll hit you a little bit. Boop. Oh, you know what? There it is. Okay. Nope, nope. So I made it only affect players. That's right. I remember this. So it's only going to be other players that will get the heal. It was everything before, but it's only players now. I could change that if it needs to be changed. Getting tired of being up wolves. Well, these guys headbutt you. I was doing some tests with other spells. Summon Light took a bit of a change. So this one, oh, let me make it nighttime. Boop. There we go. So the light definitely still follows it, but when it makes contact, it stays for a lot longer now. I think it's up to like 4 or 5 minutes, or no, you know what? It's 20 minutes for the tier 4. So for 20 minutes, it will just create light in that area. So most of the spells are done. What I wanted to work on, you know what? Let me check Discord. I'm trying to get back into it here. Thank you, computer, for not opening up what I wanted you to. Hooray! Alright, I just have to make sure I haven't missed anything. Big update. Will there be a lot of T1 content? Are you expanding mid to late game tier? Tier 1's done, my friend. There are a lot of people are upset that there's too much on tier 1 that you're thrown into. Let's spread the love. Spread the love. Let's work on focuses. I need to fix focuses, and I gotta change how they even work. Oh, we need to change, that's the other thing. So I think what's gonna happen is, okay, let's pull out a focus. Focus equipment. Right, so let's pull out something like the arcane focus. No, we'll do the lightning. We'll do the lightning. So I think what I'm going to have you do is, it's still going to be an offhand item. Oop. Right, so it's still going to be an offhand item. But I think it's going to give you maybe a 10% increase to like attack spells for that element, and then it will also give you the chance upon hit, depending on your damage, to actually drop fragments for this element, right? So if I have a lightning offhand and I use the spell, hey Quixote, Wisconsin, huh? Ooh-wee. Nice. Where's my, here we go, like a lightning, Thunderbolt. Let's put Thunderbolt, where do I want to put it? Let's get rid of Radiant Light. Boop. And we'll put Thunderbolt right in here. There we go. So by having the offhand item and casting that spell, I will allow those spells to do more damage, and then each time you hit someone, you hit like an entity with that spell, it will, well, first of all, it's going to do damage to them, right? Like, I still got to fix that part of it because it's not really damaging yet. But yeah, you'll have a chance, depending on the amount of damage coming in, to drop a fragment. Internet sucks from the hotel, and internet here is tier paywalled, so can't stay. But just wanted to let you know, Raven's wedding went well in Virginia last Saturday. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, shoot. Got a moderator? For what? Yeah, I've been busy recently, so I haven't been around. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's all good, Quixote. I'm glad everything went well. I'm glad the wedding went well, too. Hopefully there was some good food there. Some good food. Good times. That's interesting how the projectile didn't do any damage. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that one more time. That definitely is not doing damage. Let's see what the difference is. I may need to change something here. Let's pull out Summon Light, and then we'll put a Thunderbolt that has randomized stats. Okay. So we're going to try and hit him with this one. Oh, so it's not doing any damage. That's fine. We could change that. Good Southern cooking for 4 days in a row, heartburn. Oh boy. That sounds good. That sounds good. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah, so these animals need a little love. Let's look at the projectiles. Let's look at Thunderbolt specifically, because I thought it would be, it should be damaging things. Where are my spells? There we go. Here are my spells. Okay, Thunderbolt. There it is. Show me your secrets here. So we have damage coming in. We are pushing damage through to here. And there's damage. That's not what I want. What about down here? Okay, float enum damage. If fired by does not equal null. Okay, so if it's fired by someone, fired state, get blended, range weapon damage. You know what? Actually, I want to get rid of that. There shouldn't be any other modifiers with it. Okay, so this part, if the element equals none, then I'm just doing injury damage to them. Oh, Maisie's in here. Just scratching on her pole. Interesting. And then I'm trying to parse out. So I wonder what it thinks the element is that I'm passing. Let's see here. Let's do RMR references. .logger. I think Maisie's gonna want to leave, huh? You want to leave? Huh? You hungry? Had a good nap, like literally all morning? Yeah, you did. I'm meeting up with Button Red Wolf tonight for dinner. Ooh, what are you gonna have? Okay, stream is in buffer hell. Talk to you later. All right, sounds good. I want to go home on some ideas. Buy it for richer than dirt. Need to start working on it again. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let me know when you're home. Drive safe. Have a great dinner. Eat something good. I want like shepherd's pie. I think that's what I'm craving. I want like meat. I want a thick, hearty sauce, and I want some mashed potatoes. And I think shepherd's pie is the perfect combination. Perfect. Perfect. I want to see what damage it thinks it's going to be doing as well. I want to see the damage number. We'll put a 1 and a 2 here. Okay. It did something. There's a popular brewery next to the hotel. Oh, that's awesome. Let me tell you. So the place that I work in, right, the city, I always thought I hated pastries. I thought I was just never really a sweets guy. Like every time I get a croissant or something, I'm like, it tastes kind of waxy. Like it's not pleasing, right? If I'm gonna be eating something that has a lot of calories, I want to enjoy it. There is a bakery in the town that I work in. It's like some fancy like French bakery, like the Paris baguette. And I had the best pastry there. It was just like a strawberry croissant. That's as plain as it was. It was like crack. I couldn't believe how good it was. I've never had a pastry half as good. It was like flaky and it was like full of flavor and like kind of melted in your mouth, and there was also like Bavarian cream that was just divine with like the chopped strawberries and the strawberry glaze they put on top. Oh my god. It was the best thing, best pastry I've had, hands down, my entire life. So that was something. That was something. So it looks like I actually got a an issue here. It looks like lightning was not found. The requested value lightning was not found. And I wonder why lightning was not found. So received damage, type. Type is enum damage type, which is fine. Elemental type, which it should be parsing light. Oh. That's the problem right here. These are uppercased. I need to change all of these to be lowercase. Or better yet, let's not rock the boat too much. What if I come over here? And then right at the end of this, I just put two string dot to lower. Boom. I bet that would. Oh wait, no, the problem is that it is lowercase. That is the problem. Okay, so I can't do that. I would have to do some weird parsing logic, which I think I have done up here before. Somewhere up here. I think it was this part right here. So I could either do that or I could just embrace it. We're gonna have to make sweeping changes, but I'm going to make all of these lowercase. So none, rust, fire, water, wind, earth, rarth, earth, nature, arcane, and then lightning and frost. There we go. That should be the proper sequence. Okay, let's give this a try again. I'm going to shut down. I really want shepherd's pie now. Not fair. Okay, now we're going to have to go through. There's going to be a handful of places where we're just going to have to, you know, put all the lowercase versions in here. Frost, lightning, earth, wind, water, and fire. Oh, and of course there's more. F, W, W, E, L. I had a feeling this would come back to get me. Somewhere down the road, I would have had to deal with the fact that that uppercase in the first slot would have got me. None, none, none. All right, so that is good to go. Oh my God. Look at all of this. Do you see this? FFF, WWW, WWW, E. I wish there was a quick way to just do this. Just give me the one button solution to change all of this. Oh, lost. No. Lorost. No. Frost. Nature. Nature. Arcane. It's a good thing I tested that because I'm not sure if it was working before. I had a feeling, I thought it would be working before. Fire, water, wind, earth, lightning, frost, nature, arcane. None. This new update's gonna have a lot of different things under the hood. I've redid the buff system. Like, you can customize the experience gain now. You know, like you have a lot more control than previous previous versions. Fire riposte. Oh man, rock slide is earth. Stone fist is earth. Resist earth is earth. Quake is earth. Oh, maybe we could work on some of the AoEs. AoE spells. So I want to do that as well. How are you feeling with the element shift? I am glad I did it. It feels more magic-y, like I was hoping it would. There were only a couple elements that I really liked before. You know, like fire, frost, lightning. Gravity was like, okay, but it wasn't like the theme of magic that I wanted. Now, having the things the way it is, and I think it's better to have like the two elements in opposition of each other. It actually made things a lot easier, and it grew on me. So I definitely like it. Really glad I just did it. And soon I will be able to create some entities. I have so much that I still want to do in this mod. So much. But at least with this, so I want to rewrite this. I want to rewrite a couple more things. One of them is actually the new spell slots here. So these are going to be your innate spells for tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you'll start off with 2 spell slots, and then each magic tier you go up, you will gain an additional slot. I think that's the way I'm going to do this before I do a rewrite. Because someone mentioned, like, maybe having the Sanctum block, like, link up to bookshelves, and then you can create, like, a library with the bookshelves, and then you can kind of, like, memorize the spells in here. I do like the idea, but it's just going to be a complete rewrite of multiple systems, so this is the flat tire fix. Wayne Francis, I was the only one in YouTube chat. Oh, well, welcome in. Yeah, I go over to YouTube as well, just to have the videos like stored there. I don't do too much with YouTube in general. My time is a little limited to try and produce a bunch of videos. Okay. Yeah, what do you think of Vexus? What are you thinking? What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to give more spell slots? Delicious. Yeah, sometimes I play like real music. So I have to, sometimes not every stream goes over to YouTube, but yeah, I figure if anyone does care to kind of watch what I do, and you know, at least there's a record of it, so if someone misses it, you know, that maybe something I do can help them in their mod. Stone Fist Earth, this is terrible. Why did I'm paying for a sin of my past right now. That's what this is. Oh my god. Look at everything I have to change. Alright, I changed a lot of things. We're going to save everything. I'm going to close all tabs. I'm going to rebuild so we get an updated count. Alright, there we go. Go with the A's. E, Earth. Spell slots are a good thing. I like being able to run around with more than a singular spell to use at hand. Yeah, and I was considering giving 2 additional spell slots per level. So it was either going to be one of 2 ways, right? You were either going to start off with 2 and then have 1 of everything, or start off with 1 and then have 2 slots each time you leveled up. And the only reason why I want to cut it one way or another and I don't just give you 8 spell slots is because there are not that many spells in the game. You know what I mean? So, like, 8 slots, you pretty much won't have to... I mean, you really don't have to make real choices. You know what I mean? Like, there's... I want you to experiment and think about the spells that you're going to want to use for whatever you're going out to do. And I want you to coordinate with, like, other people, right, that are going to be using magic, right? Like, if you want to bring more of the buffs and have one attack spell just for self-defense, and someone else wants to, you know, have some enchantment spells to give people, like, Featherfall and stuff, and maybe Endless Breath if you're going to be on the water or something, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want everyone to be a one-man army, especially when... and the reason why I went with this system and just giving an additional one in the beginning is because the spell duplication system is rapidly approaching. So as a mage, you will be able to take snapshots of your spells and carry around spell scrolls too, to help compensate for, you know, your limited capacity. So that was the other idea with why I wanted to restrict it, and that's why I went with this. I figured 2 in the beginning, that would be nice, because then you can, having 2 spells kind of gives you a right, you know, it gives you a good taste, right? And then, like, having that 3rd slot is kind of nice, right? And then just 1 after that. I may make it to where tier 4 mages you can equip, like, necklaces and stuff that will give you additional spell slots, but that's something I can do, you know, at a later time. Oh my god, I still got this to do. Why? Actually, this isn't going to take too long. Like, 1 or 2 minutes and I'll be done with all of these. My cat is just sitting there in the corner. I'm trying not to make direct eye contact with her, because when I do, it's like she knows she has my attention and she's gonna start meowing and trying to climb up on my lap, and unfortunately she doesn't know that, like, claws hurt, so you can't scale up my leg like you're climbing up the bark tree, you know, like going to the top. It's my skin's not bark, it's not that durable. It hurts. Claws hurt. There, I think that should be all of the arcanes. Now we're getting back into frost. Lightning! Lightning strike. I hear my neighbors outside. They're, like, trimming these trees on our property line. Kinda nice. Your skills and stare. Pulls in the interest to do more. Yeah, having 2 at the start, it's like, ooh, I got a couple I can play with. Yeah, exactly, right? Kind of get you in the right direction. You can choose to have your attack spell if you want. You can have a couple buffs if you want. And then tier 2, right? That's the expansion. Now you can start, you know, you can start taking snapshots of your spells. Oh my god, look at all of these things. All right, close all tabs. Oy, oy, oy. Nature. A couple changes. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous. Nature. I definitely do feel good about this element system, though. I feel like it was needed. Nature. Verdant Surge. Weld Burst. Resist Lightning. Boop. Your steel skin. Why are you making those faces? Yeah. Thought you had the might of the gods. You materialize, you know, food and water for me. You make, you flush my toilet. What can you not do? Pleasing belly rubs. Oh my god, I forgot Rust Orb. I created the Rust element too, just in case. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? With everything that I'm doing, I'm regretting so many things right now. Each time I'm changing one of these, I'm like, I'm gonna think next time, right? I'm gonna plan things a little better, right? No. All right, none. Close all. Let's close all. Close all tabs. Well, we're down from over 200. That's good. We apparently have 51. Apparently. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the base projectile system. This is all the Rust elemental stuff. Aqua Burst. All right, we're getting into the W's. The Lacrimas. That's right, I have to... So I'm going to change it. It's not going to be a spell Lacrima. I'm going to make them spell scrolls. And I actually tweaked... I know what model I'm going to use for the spell scrolls. As soon as we can get back into the game, I will show that off. Oh, I have to create the spell Corpse Explosion, too. Oh, that's going to be fun to do. The inner Necromancer comes out little by little. Corpse Explosion! Rust. Summon Portal. I can't wait to do that one, too. There's so many spells I'm excited about. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very pleased with how Summon Light came out. None. 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 Nope. There we go. None. This is freaking brutal, man. Why did I do this? What? I had to... You know, the thing is, I put this in, like, every spell. Like, almost every one of my spells. So, it's not like I didn't just think about, you know, all the work that I'm making for myself. I really just thought that was an issue Future Vice would have to deal with. Why am I the one paying for it? Follow that logic. Oops. Boop. Working on elemental animations at the same time. Oh, that's awesome. Your elementals, that like the elemental that you made was unreal how cool that was. Like so good. 20 more. 20 more. Water. God, it's rare that I make these kind of mistakes. This is a mistake. Help, police. Water. You could have used regex, find and replace. Find magic effect. I guess so. I don't know how to do that though. Like, is that a feature for Visual Studio? A feature that I should learn? It's very rare that this happens. Like, I haven't had to do something quite like this. I don't know. It's been a long time. And you know the annoying part with all of this is when I was coming up with the new element system, I had a moment where I thought to myself, huh, I should make everything lowercase. It was and then I thought, you know what? It will be fine. I don't need to do anything like that. It'll be perfectly fine. I can do this. Well, apparently not. 4. Okay, I was missing 4. So, a final lightning spell. Rust Orb. That's right. None. Rust. And this right here, 2-string. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So we're already parsing that out. Lacrima. Oh, that's it. That's it. Done. Done. Build. All right, let's get back in the game. Now that that's over, I need some soda after this. I'm still going to make the smaller versions too, so they all don't look like boss-like. Yeah, or like an elite. I really appreciate that. I can't wait. I'll give you some soda. Yeah, I use regex to refactor properties and backing fields frequently in Visual Studio. All right, I'm gonna make a note to like look at that. I'll look at that offline because I know people aren't here to watch me learn. All right. Jax. Perfect. I appreciate it. See, and this is another reason why I like live streaming. I learn new things. All right, let's see. Oh, faced. All right, looks like it's all working again. Yay. That means I can get rid of these two here. I don't think I'm gonna need them again. Oop. Okay, you know what I could do? This fired by, getting like a blended stat. I have created some magical stats. That's why this is disabled like this. I may make a like a magical damage modifier stat, and then kind of use that as my, to like modify and magnify like spell effects, almost like a spell power kind of system, right? I gotta think of some ideas for the other elementals. Oh, you mean like the small ones and things like that? Boop. Man, these crystals are so cool. All right, I was gonna work on the offhand, the offhand. All of that time, and the offhand. I mean, like water, frost, earth. Oh, are you making different models for each one? Unless you're gonna create like shader effects. I want to play around with some. Shaders are kind of annoying though. Like I literally have to just like experiment, like just try and make something cool, and then think about how I could use that thing. Whoops. There we go. Oh, you know what? Let's do something else too. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. And there are going to be some spells that I know I'm not going to get to. You know, I'll do that. I'll do that later. Let's work on drops. Let's make the offhand focus dictate the fragment drops from creatures. Let's do that. So let's go into... where is it? It's a behavior right here, damage modifier. So it's this section right here. So basically, when an entity receives damage, I roll a random number, and then I make sure that it's 5 or below. So it's a 5% chance on hit. And then from there, I will take a look at the source. And if it's elemental damage, like something from my fire spell or, you know, something flagged like that, then I will drop that particular, you know, fragment. I think we're gonna change this here. I don't have anything else that I'm doing, so I could put something right in the beginning here. I could do like if... you know, I have all this code written up. Because I was using the same kind of code for the polymorphic spells that I used to have. So let's go into like resist nature. Oh, nope, that's the cleaned up version. How about resist elements? Nope. Maybe it's resist elements 1, which would be a tier 2 spell. Oh, here we go. I was gonna say, it has to be here. So I could basically look at this. So, boop, modifiers. I'll just put that in here. So I can't do anything like that. Okay, so this was all for the item slot. So I guess I can't really use this. Not all of it. All right. We're just gonna create a new if statement. I'll just do it all fresh. So I need to take a snapshot of the damage source, right? I'm gonna have to see if that damage source is a well, I could do player. I could, okay, so I could do this a couple of ways. I think the easiest way to do this would be to attach something to my attacking spells. Because the problem is, so what happens is, I have the offhand item and I have my staff. I cast lightning, or I cast Thunderbolt. And once that happens, it then converts that spell logic and I shoot the projectile to hit the target. On impact, I need to preserve or find a way to look back and see, like, hey, should I drop an item? Do you have, you know, the lightning off, like the lightning focus in your offhand? If you do, then run through this logic, find lightning, and drop the appropriate fragment. If not, then just ignore this logic in return. I think that's going to be the best way to do this, but it's either I take a snapshot of what you had at the time, which I think is what I should do. But then I'm going to have to pass that same value, like, continuously. Because I want weapons and stuff that are going to be imbued with elements. All right, to have some differences between elements. Yeah. I don't want you to kill yourself doing it though, because it's my fault. There are now 8 elements. So I don't want you to feel like, oh my god, I got like 7 other versions to make of this, and then I have to make the little version. Like, I can, you know, I could just make use of like the one version, and then we could do like a reskin. I think it would look good. It's not gonna kill me, okay? You know I love to create. Okay, I just want to make sure. I love these blood crystals. And the ghost ones. So I'm thinking the best way to do this, maybe on impact, I can look at the source. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to look at the source player. So with this, I'm gonna actually have to do the same kind of check. I'm gonna take a look at the damage source, and I'm going to say, well, did this come from like elemental damage? And then if that's the case, then I'm going to say, all right, let's do if, and I can say, yeah, it's going to be damage source again, dot, and then I can say cause entity. Yeah, the entity that threw the source entity projectile. I think it's this, cause entity, or it could be entity source, the source entity the damage came from, if any. I could say like this does not equal, or, you know, I could probably just go a little further here. No, you know what? I could say if source entity does not equal null. Let's see what it thinks, because source entity is going to be unique, right? It's either going to be the projectile itself, which is an entity, or the one that fired, you know, the projectile. So I can say source entity, then we'll do RMR references. I'm actually just going to copy this, boop, paste. So I'm going to want to see what it thinks the source entity is, if there is one. Let's just get rid of all of this. Boop, boop. There we go. All right, we're gonna fireball it in. You just stay right there, my friend. Boom. Okay, it saw it as the projectile, the rust orb itself. So that's not what I want. I think I want cause. Let's see what cause entity comes out as. So sorry. This is for science. Entity player. Okay, so that's entity player. So if cause entity does not equal null, I'm just going to combine these together, and cause entity is entity player. Then in here, I'm going to say entity player, player. Yep, I'm going to cast it here. And then I'm going to say this is where I can start looking at like items in the player's hand, right? So we can keep going down, boop boop. Uncomment all of this. We'll just kind of align it right. So now it's going to be player dot left hand item slot item stack class. So I'll make sure that it is indeed an item, and that the item stack dot collectible dot code dot path dot contains, and let's look at my focus, because I believe I have the same first part. Scroll all the way up. Let me just start collapsing some of this stuff too. It's too much. It's too much. Shapes. Those are my shaders. Recipes. Patches. Okay, here we go. Focus. Here it is. So it's called tool focus. Tool focus. I could be a little more restrictive with this, just in case. Instead of this whole contains, I'll say collectible dot code first part 0 dot equals. Let's make sure that it is my tool focus. So you have to have something in your offhand. Oh, actually, you know, we need another check in here as well. So I also need to say player item slot empty. We'll make sure that it is not empty before we do checks, or else it's going to crash. And then it's got to be an item, and then you know what? It doesn't even need to be an item. I don't need that call in there because I'm not. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just looking to see that, you know, because you have two versions of an item stack, right? You have an item stack and a block item stack. That doesn't matter if I'm just looking for the code part. Perfect. And we'll get rid of that. Oop. Now I'm going to go into here. I'll do player dot get name. So now when I hit that little guy, I should see Vice. Or no, well, yeah, I should see Vice. There it is. So it definitely sees me, so it should be, and it looks like it sees the fact that I have a focus as well. Awesome. So now we're gonna have to think about how the code's gonna flow. So if you get to this part, then I want to run this. So I could turn this into a method, right? And then I can just say, okay, well, if all of this is true and you have a focus, then run this method. Or I could just snippety snip this out and just put it right in here. There we go. Fixed. F the methods. And let's make it something like a 95% chance. I want to see some fragments drop from this thing. Hey! Oh no, I killed it! But it did drop a fragment. Oh, I feel really bad. I wasn't... Oh, alright, let's revive it. Damn it. I know it's just pixels, but I feel bad. Alright, where's revive? That's fly. Where is it? Duplicate. Oh, there's fly again. More duplicate spells. Ah, there it is. Revive. Damn it. All right, buddy. Fret not. I would say don't move, but... Actually, maybe I should tell your friend not to move. They look good. There we go. Feeling better. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna test on your friend here. You know what I could do? Let's pull up regeneration. Pull up that spell. I think it should be right in here. Regeneration. I think it's regeneration 1. There it is. So we're gonna have to go into the orb. And then we need to go into the bubble. Spawn bubble. Okay, so right in here, there's going to be an AoE. Where is it? Here we go. If I comment this part out, or you know what, I don't even have to comment. I will comment that part out, and I'll just say E is entity agent. There we go. Now the spell, that regeneration spell, will heal those guys. So let's pull out regeneration. Is it there already? Okay, it's already there. I already had it. There it is. Regeneration. It's work in progress, but get ready to live. Still have to urge to make other things, or probably do that again anyways. Huh, it's not working. Are you entity agents? Is that what this is? Let's take a snapshot here. Oh, for each entity player, I gotta change it here. I'll just say entity in entity agent. Or entity agent. This may be a little upset. There we go. Okay, now it's healing. I think it may overlap in its current form. What happened to them? Oh, it's because I'm putting okay, so it's just model. I'm like, they disappeared. So I mean, I guess that's a way I could do like an invisibility spell, huh? I wonder if it would happen with transparent textures. Let me give this a try, because this is really interesting. Maybe this could be, maybe I could put a bubble around the player, and I could put a second bubble of transparent stuff. That would be, I could make a stealth spell maybe. Ooh-wee. Imagine that, huh? Okay, let's give it a try. Let's would be annoying in PvP. I don't care. Maybe people should feel them out using the Force. Poof, right? I cast Vanish. Yeah, where'd he go? This fireball came out of nowhere. Came out of the trees, man. All right. I need to go to the to this part here. So blocks, actually entities. This is going to be the regeneration bubble material. So it is these 3 things that I need to change. Comment out the original stuff, and really the default texture is a transparent little tiny texture. All right, now let's reload. Please let this work. Let this work. Give me a new spell to put in. Give me stealth. The interesting part is your stealth would affect other people if they stayed in your sphere. So I could make a more powerful version of it where it's just a wide sphere. And technically, I think you may be able to see... Okay, I gotta cast him again. Okay. So there's one. Damn it. I can kind of see little lines where they are. But it's not the same. Oh man. Oh man. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. But no. Oh, well. We tried. We tried and it did not succeed. Alright, let's put it back. I mean, I could do something. I could make a... If I really wanted to make an invisibility spell, I could. It wouldn't be too bad to do. But I just want to work on other things before a spell like that. Yeah, see, it works fine. But then if you're inside the sphere, you would have been able to see them. It's a cool concept, I guess. It's cool. But... Alright, so now that you're here, healed, let's start zapping you a little bit. Oh, I gotta wait for these spells to... There we go. Come on. There we go. Alright, you're all healed. Let's get my mana back. Throw that. So it's a 95% chance on hit. Dropped one. Dropped another. Now, if I don't have a focus, still only two. You hit you. Oh, I'm gonna hit you. Nothing, which is what I would want. Now, what happens if I use a fire focus? Should drop fire fragments. Nope, it drops lightning still. Okay. So this needs to... No! Shoot! I did it again. Sorry. Sorry. Hope it's not the same one. I'm not playing favorites here. Sorry. Alright, let's bind your wounds here. There we go. Start healing. He's definitely got a... Yeah, psst. He's got a favorite. Come on, we don't play favorites here. Alright, so we need to evolve the code a little bit. Little bit. Where is it? There it is. Here we go. So I'll keep the 95% chance right now. So what I'm going to need to do is not look at the elemental source damage. I need to look at the... Okay, so, I mean, does this make sense? You cast a lightning spell. You have a fire focus in your offhand. It drops a fire fragment, or it has a chance of dropping a fire fragment. Does that make sense? Because what I want is the focus will give you two effects. If you cast a spell of the same type, so if you have a lightning focus and you cast Thunderbolt, a lightning attack spell, I will add 10% damage on whatever the total damage is for that spell, as a nice little boost. And then you have a chance of having lightning fragments drop. If I cast Fireball with a lightning focus on, the way I can make it work is that you will have a chance of dropping a fire fragment, but it will not do bonus damage. Does that make sense? Because I don't want the focus to be too restrictive. I don't want you to be like, oh, well, I'm fighting something that has a weakness to lightning, but I have a frost offhand, and I want to get frost fragments because I want to attune and become a frost mage, apparently. But I'm temporarily using a lightning spell, right? Does that make sense before I start coding it that way? I don't want to rabbit hole myself here. I think it would make sense, right? If I have a fire focus in my offhand and I use any attack spell, then I want fragments, obviously, for that particular, in this case, fire. I want to farm fire fragments. This is the way I can do it. Does that make sense? Yes, Vice, it does. You're so handsome. Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you for answering me. I think it makes sense. All joking aside, I think it makes sense. It will help people. It gives a couple added bonuses, right? And it will help in getting the fragments that you want instead of RNG fragments. Oh yes, that Vice, so cute. There we go. There we go. Thank you. So I will make it that way. Which means all of this, so damage source is going to have to change. Better looking than me. Don't sell yourself short, man. Don't sell yourself short. Man, I'm tired too. Jeez. It's that time of year where it's like I want to put in ACs, but I know as soon as I do, we're gonna get freezing temperatures again. But it is hot in here right now. I think I'm gonna go turn on a fan. I'm gonna turn on a fan, and then we will. I'll just pop this on for a moment. I'll be right back. Woo-wee. Oh my god. That fan is amazing. But yeah, at night, it's kind of hard for me to sleep the whole night through. Oh. Maisie, are you upset? Meow. Yeah, okay, Maisie's gotta go out. I'll be right back. It's okay, Maisie. It's just a fan. I know, meow. What's there? My little cat. My little scaredy cat. Alright. Let's do this. I'm distracted right now. Distracted. So that's the first part of the focus. Let me look at the focus. I think it's gonna be the third part, right? Because we have the variant and then we have the type. What I want to do actually is change type to element. And I believe I'm not doing anything else with the type. Ah, yes, right here. So I just need to pop an element there. Element makes a lot more sense for the wording. But I was right, though. So it's going to be the third part, right? We got the focus too. Yep. So let's go back into modifiers. And I'm going to create the variable here. I'll actually comment this out because I may end up doing something where you could have a chance per spell hit to like drop a fragment too. That way you get rewarded for using the element spell that you want. But I will say string focus element equals, and then we'll take a snapshot of the item in your left hand. I will look for the third part of the code, which is going to be position 2. That's going to be the focus. Now what I can say is, if the elemental focus equals this to string. And that's basically what I have to do. Easy peasy. Boop. 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 I'm going to copy this. I'm actually going to pop that in. Paste, 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 paste. Arcane is going to be focus element. There we go. So that should fix that. Oh, sorry. All right, everyone's healed. Everyone's healed enough. Look at you, Mr. Capped at healing. You. Let's change that. Beep. Oh, let me get rid of all these fragments too. There we go. Hey, we got fire fragment. Yay! Yep, so I got 3. So even though I'm doing a lightning spell, because I have the fire focus, it's dropping fire fragments. So if I want to be a frost mage, then I can put the frost focus in because I'm going to need those fragments. And now I'm getting fragments of frost. Good, good. Okay, so that's good. Look at what you've done. Very nice. Yeah, I'm definitely liking this this new way. Now, what I want to do is scale the percentage a little bit. And I think the way I'm going to do that is I will... How do I want to do this? I'll take a look at the raw damage. And I'm going to have to cast it to an int. So basically, if you use weak spells, you will have a lower chance of getting a fragment. And the reason why I want to do that is because I don't want, like, people are finding cheesy ways in the current build to, like, get a bunch of fragment drops. Because they can use something that's really cheap, go out and just spam hit something because it's a flat 5% rate, right? But with this, if you have a spell that does 5 damage... then you have a 5% chance to have a fragment drop. If you cast a powerful spell, you know, like the tier 4 version that does like 20 damage, then you have a 20% chance of having a fire fragment fall. Per hit, of course, per hit. And of course, it's going to be give or take a little bit because the damage, if it's like a, you know, 5.4... you know, it's not going to round up to 6, it's going to round down to 5, right? So it could be a little skewed, but overall, that will be what the drop rate is. Now let's test it. Let's test it. 5%. You know what? Let's get a powerful spell here. Let's pull out. There we go. Ether Bolt. Boop. There we go. How much damage is this going to do? 16 points of damage, so I should have a 16% chance. I'm going to one-shot these things. Where's a bear? Let's pull out a bear. A nice, hardy polar bear. Perfect. Let me make a pen over here. Let's make it daytime, too. There we go. I'm not gonna give it a lot of room to walk around. There we go. All right, polar bear. Freaking bears. So there should be a 16% chance. Shoot you right in your face. Boom. Damn, 16 points of damage in one shot feels pretty good. No fragments though, right? Because it is 16% chance. Look at it trying to run. It's like, oh shit! What the hell? Nothing. I just want to see a fragment drop. I should probably put on mage armor too, doing this. Oh, and oh wait, it's a frost fragment. So I got one frost fragment because of the focus. Not bad. I don't think that's bad. I think that's going to be good. Okay, now let's make it to where the focus will add damage based on the element spell, right? So if I were to get let's get the focus for arcane, since we already have the arcane spell. There we go. Right, so now I have the arcane focus. Boop. Time to wreck stuff. So I should see damage change. It shouldn't be 16 points of damage anymore. How much of a percentage should I give? Keeping in mind that when you attune to the element, like, so if I become an arcane mage, all of my arcane spells will do 50% more damage. And then this would be an additive thing. So if I also had the arcane focus, and I'm an arcane mage doing my arcane attack spell, it would be 50% plus blank, right? What's the focus going to be? It shouldn't be 25. I was thinking 10%. Maybe 15, maybe. What are we thinking for those numbers? And while we're thinking about those numbers, what will I do? I'm going to come down to which system here? I think it's going to be the elemental damage modifier system. I'm actually going to do, because I'm already intercepting damage here. Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing here. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, wait a minute, source damage. Yeah, so that's for the Rust Riposte. And I also made it to where, so if you have the resist fire buff on yourself, it will actually mitigate actual base fire damage in the game. Same thing with like the frost, it will mitigate some frost damage. And lightning, like you can actually probably take a lightning strike or two. Just in case I ever make it to where I start making it to where like you could throw down lightning bolts or something. Who knows? I think of weird spells sometimes. Like Molnir. Just localized thunderstorm that strikes your opponent with lightning bolts. Can deafen players. Okay, so right in here, this is where I'm intercepting elemental source damage. So what I could do is say, if it's fire... Oh, wait, this would be damage coming in. I need to do the outbound damage, so I can't put it in here. Or can I? I may be able to put it... Maybe able to do something here with like the weaknesses and resistances. So I'm looking at the damage source. I'm getting the entity. Scroll up a little bit here. I just got to figure out how I'm like, what's the best way to do this going forward? So this would be entity. What would entity be, though? Calculate JSON attributes. So back up top here. Okay, so I have one for players spawning in, and then I have one for just regular entities spawning in as well. So I have 2 different types spawning in. Maybe I should put this right in the spell. Maybe it would be... I think I need to put this right into the spell itself to calculate the damage. Yeah, I'm thinking so. Should be a decent percentage if sacrificing offhand to hold a focus. Possibly have clothes you could wear that also increase spell potency or cast speed. Well, you already have armor that does that. This would just be enhancing a certain elemental attribute. Yeah, I just have to be careful with my spells. You know, because like 16 points of damage, right? Like, I don't want to make spells too overpowered. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be rapid firing, like, you know, fireball a chamber literally. But you should definitely have teeth. And I want a reason for you to want to have a focus, right? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take down, you know, the nature elemental, or, you know, I'm gonna do something like whatever it is, right? Beat up a dragon or something, and I'm an arcane mage. I wanna spec out, right? I wanna have that focus. And I want it to be good enough to where I want to have that focus. But I don't want it to be like so good that you feel obligated to have that focus. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to min-max it and you have powerful spells. But not such a penalty, because I want you to, you know, have the freedom. That's why I was thinking something like a 10%. And then the additional drops for that particular attribute. Let's see what the math would look like before I just say 10%. Calculator. Let's see, 16 times 0.1. 10%'s kind of low, huh? Jeez, man. It'd be like 1.6 extra damage for a tier 4 spell. No. Nope. It's gotta be higher. It's gotta be higher. What does a 25% chance look like? That would give 4 additional damage, right? So a spell that does 16 damage, tier 4, would do 20 points of damage per cast. I think that would be good. What do you think, Mr. Bear? You think that would be good? You need a heal? Is that it? Don't run from my love. Help! Police! There you go. Look at you, just regaining health. You're welcome. So maybe it should be a 25% chance. Maybe that's the way to go. Now he's sleeping in it. Oh, jeez. So then what's it gonna be? Attuning to an element would give you 5. Man, I feel like the focus, I don't know. It was a cool idea, but is it really something people are gonna want? Like, it was a good idea because it was with the polymorphic spells, right? So if I cast Rust Orb and I have this focus in my offhand, it's now a, you know, an arcane orb. Or a fireball. That's how I made fire magic. That's not really the case anymore. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. Should we have focuses? Should I just disable the focus? Because there are a lot of ways already to get fragments. I mean, you get a lot of fragments just by converting, you know, rocks with the rift. So you really wouldn't be like the bonus isn't really that much of a bonus. Because you also have the world magic to convert any other fragment element type into the element that you want. Yeah, the focus, the code that I just wrote is kind of useless. Like, that's a pretty big sacrifice for an offhand item. Because that's like a lantern or something that you cannot have. And then if I'm getting further along with it, why don't I have it to where... Or let's get a tool rack. Tool. Here we go. Tool rack. Boom. There we go. Pop a couple of them. Right? Why can't I put something with your staff? Maybe you can imbue your staff to be like a particular element. I would have to add something to each staff model to show you. Like, you know what? It could be like the gem on the outside. I could put like something like wrapped around the gem. Or maybe something like another stationary spot. So like I could have my staff be, you know, like a fire imbued staff. Which would allow me to do more fire damage with fire spells cast. So you're not wasting an offhand slot. Could the focus itself be used to cast... Oh, wait, should be a decent percent. Okay, should the focus... Or could the focus itself be used to cast an elemental orb by itself, but combined with staff it casts both at once? Not really. There's no using, like, for, like, an offhand item. You know what I mean? So, like... You know, you can right-click, left-click. There's your offhand item isn't... It's not something that you can activate. So I can't really have it cast its own spell. Like, that would involve, like, if I were to do something like that, you would have to, like, keybind it to be, like, C or something. Well, not C, because it brings this up. But, right, it would have to have, like, a keybind to it. But then, is that going to be a system that's already... I already get a lot of people saying that my spell system's complex. And now I'm adding, like, a secondary way to cast a spell by pressing, like, X or a keybind when you have a focus. Like, it's... I do like the idea, right? Like, it's trying to give utility to the focus. I don't know if, like, another spell like that is... I could do something with the amount of spell slots that you have available, maybe? But that's going to be an annoying thing to balance as well, right? It's like, oh, you have one spell slot, but if you have a focus in your offhand, you gain the second one. But then that's a pretty big restriction. And what happens if I, you know, if I learn, you know, like Rust or, you know, a spell slot in here, right? And then I just assign it to myself, and then I take off the offhand, I'm going to have to do a bunch of checks to, like, remove that slot without removing it completely. You know, just, like, disabling everything and then defaulting to another spell. Should I just do a 25% damage bonus? Do you think 25% would be, like, of whatever the damage is for an offhand? Like, I don't know if I should keep them in or not. They look cool. Like, you know, like the... Oh, wait, what am I doing? Oop, make it daytime. Like, I like how they look. I spent a lot of time on them. But I also don't want to force anything. If you increase the damage by holding the focus in offhand, it would be like casting both at once. Just gives the focus some more utility. And could be used to sling fast, lower damage orbs. So you're talking about, like, just having an empty offhand and casting a spell? Yeah, because right now, this is the way you cast your spells, right? You have to have, like, a spell casting tool, I call it. And that has all the logic that starts the casting and checks your spells and everything. I can't really intercept, like, on use, right? Like, all the logic, it's best attached to an item and not a player. You know, because what's to say, I mean, see, and I want this to be in the offhand, right? Oh, man. Tough. This is tough. What if it increased your attack speed as well? Your spell casting speed. What if I threw that in? So it gives 25% bonus damage if you do the same element, and it increases your cast time, or decreases the cast time. On top of the dropping fragment effect. What do we think of those odds, huh? Yeah, focus would be in the main hand, casting the spell built into it. Okay, so you're taking the approach then, thinking of the approach more like it's not really an offhand item. It is just a thing that would cast like a weak little fireball. Boop, clean up. It is an interesting idea. But it doesn't help the utility of it being in the offhand. It's just validating its existence, right? And another thing that I run into as well, so I have to be careful putting in weak spells. I get a lot of flack for people think like the projectile spells are weak as it is. You know, they're like, oh, tier 1 Rust Orb is useless. It's like, it's not. and I think I already know a couple people that would have a higher probability of sending me messages saying that the spell is too weak. What's the point of the focus, right? Like, no one wants to... I might as well use a spear. It does a lot more damage. I would like to keep this as an offhand exclusive. What if I attach a light source to it? That way you're not really sacrificing anything. Like, you could have, like, a lantern. You could have an oil lamp. Like, what do you normally put in your offhand, right? That would be a sacrifice, or considered a sacrifice, putting this in your offhand instead. It would be a light source. Like, I can't think of any other thing that, like, in my offhand, always light source. You know? And I could do the light source in a couple of ways. I could either have it to where it's colored based on the element, or I could just have it be just pure white. You know, because just because I want to be a fire mage doesn't mean I want to see red fire, because the light source would also affect things during the day, so you would always have a red tint. I think that would be annoying, that I can't see anything close by to whatever its true color is, because the red is, like, you know, shading everything. It's like, it would be like the mana torches. So it would be just like this, right? Let's make it nighttime. And, you know, let's, like, put this down, right? So your crystals aren't white crystals anymore. They're purple crystals. You know, it's like, it changes the tint. You know, same thing here, right? Like, these look green, right? And these are supposed to be yellow. And these look deeper green, right? So it's... I don't want you to be penalized either. So maybe having just a neutral white light source is the way to go. So it could increase the damage of spells. It could give you a light source. Boop. I think that's a good idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hooray. How am I going to do this? Let's look at my mana torch. We'll take a lesson from the mana torch. Boop. I think it's just right in the attributes here. Man, what am I gonna... I'm starting to get hungry. What am I gonna make for lunch? I believe it's this right here. Do 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 do. Come on, where is it? Tool focus. So if I hit it up with a light source, let me just do neutral light. Reload the game. Would the advanced focus cast more light levels? I could make it that way. I would have to figure out what because the advance is something that a rust mage can only make. The basic is like what anyone can make. The idea is it had more durability, so you could cast more spells with it without it breaking. Okay, so right now, it's giving off a white light source. Right, and if I take it off, it goes dark. Same thing with, like, any of the focus right now. So I think making it a light source is going to be needed. Now, how bright this light source is going to be is another question. Yeah, my brain's been thinking food in between these frames in the animation. Yeah, my soda's running out. I've been live streaming for like an hour and a half now. I think if anything, I want to keep live streaming. I want to keep working on this. I may take about a 30-minute break, though. And, like, maybe throw it to someone else. I'm going to do it soon. Like, I'll throw this to someone else, and then... Hold on one second. I'm going to send a text. Yeah, maybe a couple minutes. I want to get something to eat. Want to cook something. I'm thinking I'm probably cook up some pasta. Brown up some meat, some hamburger. Boil some noodles. And then I'll have dinner for tonight too, which would be fantastic. I do like the idea of having this light source. This is pretty cool. Let's look at the oil lamp and see what the light source amount is for the oil lamp. So it's only 11. Really? Yeah, it is only 11, isn't it? Maybe, making me hungry. Me hungry! So let's bring this down to 11. And let's have a difference between basic and advanced. There, we'll do something like this. And the basic, you know what? The basic, maybe I'll have it be as good as an oil lamp. And the advanced, I'll make it a little brighter. That'll be the same as a mana torch. So we're going to fireball this in. It's going to take like 15 minutes to thaw it anyhow. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to warm up your steak stew. I want stew. I really want stew. I don't make stew enough to be confident that I'm good at making stew. So I should be able to put this in the offhand. All right, so we'll put it in the offhand. Should probably come up here, right? So it should get brighter. Let's do GM1. It does get a little brighter. So mages will be able to make bright, like, you know, something that's a little better. Rust mages. But it's not enough to, like, break anything. Whoops. Yeah, I don't think that's that bad. Basic focus. Fritz, just subscribe. Thank you very much. God just woke up. What's going on? Thank you so much for that sub. Good morning. It's funny, you just got on. I've just been talking about taking a 30-minute break, you know, throwing a raid to someone else and then coming back and live streaming again and working on things. You missed a couple things, Fritz. Right now, we are working on the focus and giving it some utility. So right now, a focus will actually give off light. It affects the drop rate of, you know, of like the, if there's like any, if you cast a spell, the drop rate for fragments. Oh, for God's sake. Hey, you're the one that's, I've been here for an hour and 40 minutes, Fritz. GM2. Yeah, right now we're just brainstorming with the focus. I think it's about time for me to start cooking food. Oh, okay, perfect. Yep. It is time, Fritz. Terrible timing, but give me 30 minutes. I have to boil some noodles, cook up some hamburger. And then I'll wolf it down. So maybe 30 to 40 minutes. I'm Pacific Coast. Well, hey, it's 12, right? So, what, 9? It's 9 a.m., huh? I've been up since 5, Fritz. 5 a.m. It's all right. I'll be live streaming again. I wanna focus on cleaning up the parts of the mod that we need to clean up to get the release out. All the spells are not going to be done. They're not going to be 100%. Most spells have been completed, though. I got a lot of fixes in here as well for like the rifts and everything. As people have been bringing stuff to my attention, I've been fixing it. So this is going to be a really beefy update. It's going to change a lot of things. I went to sleep at 3, though. Okay, I understand. I understand. All right, let's throw a raid to someone temporarily. And then I'll be back, like I said, 30 minutes, probably 40, because I'm going to eat my food. Who is playing Vintage Story? Who do we got? Wow, we actually got a handful of people. Cool, cool. I don't see any mod tags. I don't really see... I don't know. I guess I'll just pick someone at random. Intense Fun Kid. Perfect. We're gonna give this person a raid. /raid. Mature audiences. Oh no. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching me. Yeah, we're gonna make progress. Give me half an hour, 40 minutes. Let me make my food. Let me eat. Let me grab a soda, since this is pretty much gone. I got a Mountain Dew in the fridge. I'll bust that out. And I will be back. Just look for modded content in the stream then. Look for modded content in the stream. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna follow this guy. Or not follow, but we're gonna raid this guy. I kind of look at him like, is that person using mods? Do I see like horses in there? But someone's doing some blacksmithing. They got a pretty cool blacksmithing layout. Believe it or not, IRL, I'm setting up a forge myself because I'm going to teach myself some blacksmithing skills. I read a couple books on it. So it's going to be another one of my skills eventually. So it's going to be fun. So let's give this person a proper raid. I will be back. Thank you so much for watching, and think about any ideas that that we could throw into the mod as well. I'm all ears. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.